So beautiful.
Oh my goodness, I'm crying.
Once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman, and thanks to JT Gunn, aka Cap, for that wonderful montage of Olive Garden breadsticks.
Roman's fondest memories.
Yeah, right. Here runs down my cheek when I watch
beautiful.
It. And if you missed JT's show from last night, that was debuted there, and we had a really good time over on his show talking about Teddy Roosevelt and his voyage down the River of Doubt. Tonight, there is no doubts. We are talking about all the crazy mayhem in pop culture right now. Every week, I think it's going to be. There's not going to be much to talk about every week. Oddly enough, there is a lot to talk about. So, without further ado, we are missing a panel member. He is fashionably late. He may be trapped under something heavy. I don't know where he is, but we will wait for him to show up because he will show up. But let's go around the horn with our introductions and say hello to all of the folks. With me, as always, my partner on this channel. He is my wingman. He once stopped me from bombing Sesame Street, because Oscar the Grouch is legit. He is my good friend, Shieldwall of Dragons. Welcome back, my friend.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? If this meme stuff keeps up, Roman's going to need a Olive Garden sponsorship.
Right? One of these days, they're just going to call him up and be like, hey, we see your memes. We got you.
They're not my memes.
Exactly. They were like, we didn't know that you were such a big fan and you support us.
Funny conversation. Funny conversation.
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened?
It was. I think it was Jacob.
Oh, the raccoons.
Yeah,
the raccoons have taken our friends once again.
Those damn French raccoons. They finally
had to step outside and feed him some breadsticks.
Mando booted him so she could. But
yeah. Anyway, happy
That's
to be
right.
here. Thanks for having me on. Had a busy week. So we're gonna go over some articles and things, and I guess talk about French hot chicks being accepted. So the exception.
I mean, I'm not French, and I don't think Squeeka is, but we're pretty hot chicks.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I love France. Anyway, good to be here.
What happened? I looked away for a minute, and suddenly everyone.
That's how it always happens. You look away, next thing you know, Squeaka's doing laundry.
Look away.
So
I'll always do your laundry, Shieldwall. I'm there for you.
Ooh.
No one's doing anyone's laundry. Is that a euphemism? I don't like it. I don't like it.
You can do my laundry.
God.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker voice. Welcome back, my friend. How are you? And Jacob has returned. Jacob has returned. Yes. The netherworld of the raccoons.
Yes, those filthy raccoons. which maybe you should bomb Jacob's neighborhood. I'm just saying.
That's
It was
actually
the
we
French
can look
raccoons
into
this
that.
time.
Wonderful to be back. And as Roman is so coy, because we know there's only one thing he loves more than breadsticks, and that is circus.
Every week, folks. Every week it happens. I can't stop.
The best part of the show. I don't know what you're talking about.
But I can't. Every week, this concerning thing happens here on the show, and it's just
Leaving a clown with scissors. Yes, that is concerning.
Oh God. No, still not there. Okay. Lord. On Twitter, Elmo asked him how he was doing, and his beard killed him. He is Beard of Liberty. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Look, I can barely control this thing, so nobody put the blame on me. When it wants to do something, it does it.
It's true.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nine.
This is great. I'm happy to be here. Mostly, we should start taking bets before these shows to see how many topics Roman's actually going to get to before we just derail the entire thing.
None.
Going off the rails on a crazy.
Oh, it's easy. You can get to all of them. I'll leave. Hold up.
No, don't leave me.
I'm just here to make Roman make faces.
You make me make faces.
No more faces. Faces are out for the rest of the spring.
What kind of face?
It's
Oh.
unemployed. These
Beard.
faces.
Hey,
Let me
stroke the
check
beard,
on our
please.
wayward panel member here.
Oh, that's all.
Be there in a bit. He's running late. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I got an eye out, Roman.
Thank you very much, sir. No, whatever it was, whatever it was.
Some mighty big ears you got there, Squeeka.
Those aren't ears.
She will tell you if this is the way. Books,
is the
games, or movies. She is armored up and ready to fight. She is Untamed Mando. Welcome back, Mando. How are you?
I'm doing well. I really like that intro. Can you send me that? I'm gonna make that a thing. That's really good.
It's only taken me about 2 years to find the Mando intro that I stick with. Beard still gets the random one every week because he's Beard, because that's his. It's just the Beard needs to do something new every week. So, I finally found. I think I found a good.
I really like that. Yeah,
well,
definitely.
Because you scare me a little bit, and so I just want you to be happy. That's all I want.
I don't know why I scare you. Not like I have sharp objects around me anywhere.
Oh, good. AJ's here. Let's bring our friend AJ into the stream. There we are. Hello, AJ. We're going
AJ.
around the intros right now. Glad to see you, my friend.
Squeakle was below me for just a few minutes.
Wait, what happened? Wait, what happened? What?
Nothing.
Just move
I
on,
know it
Roman.
doesn't take
Just-
much to throw me. I'm not that smart, and I am very old. He is the man that knows all the things about all the things. He is. Fuck, I lost it. I was doing so well. But that shouldn't be. The unbearable 73. Mort Olafrance.
What the France?
Welcome, Matt. How are you?
Doing pretty good. And Roman, I will prep you for, you have 1 week, I believe, until the Dune show. I'm not going to tell you what my name is going to be, but you have 1 week to practice all the possible Dune things that could show up in my name.
That's not good because I can't pronounce most of their names. Anyway, that guy with the eyebrows and the red mouth, I can't say his name.
Well, I'm not going to say it because it could be my name or it couldn't be. I don't want to
I can
spoil it.
barely get through this one, and it's actually all very, it works.
Yes.
He is the meme master of the interweb, using his powers for good instead of evil. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back, Jacob. Aside from breaking your Gundam model, how are you doing? Jacob?
Have the raccoons gotten you, Jacob?
Jacob?
The French raccoons! They wanted to do a revolution!
Raccoons.
There he is.
Well, Jacob,
We see it, we hear you.
Jacob, are you back?
He's back.
Jacob?
He was back
Well-
for a moment.
He was a good man, but the raccoons were just too strong.
And the possums.
I don't know what to tell you. He hates Lord of the Rings, but loves the Lion King. His takes are so hot, they singe his werewolf fur. He is Abomination AJ. Welcome back to the show. After a long hiatus, AJ is back with us. How are you, my friend?
I'm trying to hold my composure after seeing Squeeka Mouse's little avatar right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait, hold on. AJ, you hate Lord of the Rings?
I don't hate it. It's just not entertaining. I don't understand the hype. Frodo is the worst protagonist of all time.
Roman?
Technically, Frodo is not the
I
protagonist
know.
of Lord of the Rings.
AJ!
I'm sorry.
They left.
This is why I haven't been back.
So is AJ saying he likes Rings of Power? Is that what I'm getting?
Oh, not at all. I wouldn't even waste
all right.
my time with that.
All right.
I know the true Galadriel, okay? I might not be as much of a fan as y'all, but I'll take her over that strong woman any day.
Guy Ladriel. Got it.
Guy Ladriel.
AJ, was the last time on, were we talking, we did, what was it, Mad Max 3? Was it 2 and 3? We did Road Warrior and Mad Max 3.
No, I want to say it was another stream afterwards.
Okay, it's been a minute though. It's been a long time. We were you got busy. There's no way to we weren't able to put it together. But I'm glad to have you back. Like I said, it's been a minute.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, that one too.
I like that.
Wait, what was Squeeka?
I like
If
the
you
glasses
build
one before
the better
that.
mouse trap, you get the better mouse. That mouse is Squeeka Mouse, the kerfuffle. Welcome back, Squeeka. How are you doing? Aside
that's
from
better mouth.
you know, they are.
Thanks for having me, Roman. I'm surprised you still keep sending me this link.
I know. I continue to do this to myself. I don't know why.
I know, right?
Oh God! So
I
let's
didn't do any streaming this week, and then Roman sent me a link, and I'm like, "Oh, Roman means me."
Sorry, I
I
had
need you,
some
Squeeka.
French raccoons to take care of.
I got
Ooh
it.
la
Well,
la.
it's always worrying when you disappear, Jake. But it's like he's gone. It could be a raccoon abduction. We don't know. Let's say
Should I
hi
tell
to our.
AJ why I'm at the bottom?
Oh no! Well, I mean you can. Yes, I mean it's
I'm-
AJ will understand. It's
Because she likes being on the bottom.
Okay.
Roman said
And I'm a top, so
I thought it was the
God,
same
damn it.
reason that I'm on the bottom.
No,
you're still a
not
step
all
up
the
from
way,
the wee
AJ.
vitamins over here. I mean,
You're not all the way over, so you're not. It's not. I'm
okay.
making strides forward, AJ.
I'll support you,
I just
AJ. I got you.
Hold on, Roman. It's funny that you said
Remember
that
the
because I was
crazy
watching
beard
the
feud,
stream
man.
Which one?
with JT, and when he asked you what animal would you want to be, you said AJ. I'm only half animal, man. Is that a black joke?
It seemed legit.
also Nos seems to also be on the Squeeka Mando hype train, so he's giving us
boy.
ideas.
I'm not. No,
Please,
no,
Nos,
no,
do
no,
not
no,
help.
Sonisama. I'm not stoned.
All right,
I've been sick.
speaking of which, let's say hi to our chat. Then we can.
I was talking about the
roll
remote,
into-
the electronic collar he was referring to.
Oh God. We have my good friend, the Lord of the Undead, Nosferatu the Vampire, and the answer is maybe.
No, I'm not. I've just been
no one is
sick.
ever sure. Nos, good to see you out there, my friend.
She came over to
Dempsey,
my house
Dempsey.
earlier.
No wonder is topping up for Squeeka. Good God. So, gonna be that
Nice.
kind of night, folks. Gonna be that kind of night.
Oh,
Love it ever after. Welcome. Good to have
Hey,
you
love it.
out there. Rocky the Black Dragon. Welcome to the stream. I don't think we've
Hey,
seen you in the chat before, but welcome to the show.
He's one of mine.
Pardon me. Oh, okay, awesome. I'm full of coffee and Red Bull right now. I may actually explode.
My
Dempsey,
Jesus.
AJ, Rocky. R2. our good friend R2
R2
the Icky.
Icky.
Welcome back. And remember to keep little Spidey away from the keyboard tonight, R2.
Yes.
Last time there was some concern.
God.
There was worry amongst the chat.
Squeeka
That
Mouse
was
and an
hilarious, though.
8-year-old don't mix.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
not good.
But yes.
Let's see. Ducka.
I
Joker's
can
here.
call-
Corey
I can be tamed. I
Concord,
won't be
welcome
tamed,
to
that's
the
it, I'll be
show.
tamed.
So, Corey.
The whole stream. I'm gonna be good the whole stream. You watch it. Watch me,
Bullshit.
Shieldwall.
That looks. Is that everybody for now?
I think you could be a good
There's
girl.
being good,
I'm
and
a
then there's
very good
being
girl.
good.
I'm
Ooh,
very
yes,
good.
you
Don't
are.
talk about.
be too good.
I'll watch you anytime, Squeeka. Yeah, but
So
There's being good, and
let's
there's being good at
sweet mother of God. Let's roll into our first topic here. And I'm going to take it pretty much the order
You
that I
keep
had
saying
them on
that,
the
Roman.
list.
I'll have everybody in chat know. The first thing Roman said when he saw me was, "I'll be damned." So I'll never forget that,
What's up,
Roman.
Cannoli?
It's because you and I were coming
Poor
out of the
cannoli, my good
closet
friend
and he didn't
cannoli.
know what to think.
Oh,
What's up?
and Tim's Talk
what's
is
up?
here as well. Welcome, Tim's Talk. R.I.P. Irene. So let's our first topic of the night, and this is actually something I'm excited about. It's so rare that we get one of these. And I've started watching the program. I'm talking about Masters of the Air. And I don't know if anybody started watching this. If you enjoyed
I have
Band of Brothers,
yes.
Yeah, I have. I have to watch the
Yeah.
second episode after this.
Good stuff.
what do you guys? What are your thoughts on this?
Well,
I
okay,
have
so
not- I haven't
before we
watched
get there, so this is like kind of like the part 3 to Band of Brothers and the Pacific. You don't have to watch those to watch this, but it's in the same spirit as those two shows. So it will put you in the mood. If you've seen those, you like them, you'll at least for the first episode, it seems good. So I'll know second. So
The second episode was good as well. We watched the
Yeah.
first two.
Mhm.
Number 3 is on tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch 2 tonight. Get my review up for tomorrow or Saturday. So that's why I'm.
And
delaying.
it's so rare in this age that I'm getting a show that I'm looking forward to. And I can tell I liked the show because when the episode was over, I didn't want it to be over. I wasn't like, fuck, I
Yeah.
wish this thing would just fucking
So-
end so I can die here on my fucking couch. No, it's like, wow, that was really good. Surprising.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
Band of
give it a
Brothers-
2 out of 10 because it's got no beards, but it does have a cool plane. So
So Band of Brothers was about Easy Company.
It's got some
in
mustaches,
the
though.
Army. The
It does have
Pacific
a lot
was
of
about bunch
mustaches.
Marines. This is about the Army Air Corps before when it was still in the Army, not part of the Air Force.
Yes.
Hopefully, I don't know if it's all going to be in Europe or not, but we'll find out.
I would imagine so because they didn't move these guys around a lot. Once they were in their arena, they pretty much stayed there.
It's going to have it's according to what I've seen in some of the previews. It's going to have Tuskegee Airmen in there.
Yeah.
And with some fighter squadron stuff. And
this
I
was
watched,
high risk work, and this is like this was the highest. The Army Air Corps in Europe had one of the highest casualty rates of any allied forces in U.S.
Yeah.
And this show depicts it very well.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yep.
you see the sort of patterns with anti-air guns, and then how the fighters come in, and how these guys have to adjust and fix stuff on the fly, and
Yeah, I mean, has anyone else checked this out yet or not yet?
I've not watched
Yeah,
I have not.
I've watched it
No.
up to.
Okay, it's
current
not for
I have
everyone.
not.
Not everybody enjoys the Mrs. Sassy.
My thing was it spent a little too much time on them doing like stuff off duty and not focusing on like I mean, I know you got to humanize them and things, but I would have liked to seen a little bit more of the kind of like nuts and bolts kind of stuff of it.
Right.
Also, it had some problems where one of the ground crew chiefs, they called him a corporal, and he was wearing like 3 up, 3 down stripes on his jacket. So that's completely wrong.
The famous military faux pas of Hollywood.
Well, I don't know if
here.
he like borrowed that jacket from somebody else or what, but
Yeah, I think you're reading way too much into it. They probably just cocked it up because
but that's what surprised me on a show of this quality.
yeah, they usually on
Yeah.
this show, these 3 shows, they usually don't mess that up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a little hard to follow who's doing what sometimes because they got like the aircrew masks on.
When they have their masks on, they
Yeah,
all
with
look
the helmet.
fucking, they all look
But
exactly the
I'm
same. They got eyes.
appreciative they left that stuff on, right? And all flying around at 30,000.
Right. Well, they needed to have masks on,
Yeah.
otherwise they die up there.
Funny enough, if you've played like flight simulator video games, especially the military ones, it would actually help with some of the stuff in your show, like from the mental positioning of like when they're getting shot, like, and you're like, wait a minute, well, none of the guys where we are seeing are getting shot. But if you've played the sim, you'll know they're talking about another wing somewhere else. Like the terminology, lack of familiar with the terminology they're using will kind of make it hard to understand. But if you played some like flight simulators and military aspect, you'll have enough of the jargon in your head to say, oh, wait a minute, those guys are 6 kilometers over that way, going in that, you know what I mean? You'll pick. So the question is, will this show, I mean, from a critical point of view, will you get used to that without sort of presetting out previous knowledge? I mean, so far it started good. I mean, of the 3 shows, Band of Brothers started the best, and this is so far.
Right. I felt like Band of Brothers so far had a more coherent story.
Yes, Joker.
Where this is just like
go ahead.
Increments of following submissions and things like that.
Well, I talked about that too. I don't know if you saw my review there, Shieldwall, but one thing different about Band of Brothers versus Pacific in this, Band of Brothers had the actual veterans doing scenes.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember all that.
Right.
And
they were there. Right.
And there's no way they could do this. I looked this up. Matter of fact, when I was doing my episodes, I mentioned it. As of when I filmed my review a week ago, there were only 119,000 U.S. veterans from World War II left alive. An average of 120 or so are dying per day, basically.
Well, they're old. They're older than me, so you may not believe that, audience, but yes, they are. They are.
I thought the air combat scenes were well done. One thing to remember is B-17 had a crew of 10, so every time one of them goes down, like if you they lose in the first episode, they lose like 3 aircraft. That's 30 people.
Yeah.
If not all of them get out, or even if they get captured or whatever, and you have to replace that. So to understand the scale of the operations that the American military, especially the Air Corps, had at that time, you had all these ground crews. So each one of these aircraft probably took 10 people just to maintain it, let alone the crew that's on it. You got to train a crew, you got to feed them, you got to house them, you got to do all this stuff. The numbers that are involved with just getting 15 of these airplanes up, and the amount of resources and everything else. Plus, back then, the safety record was terrible. Terrible.
Yes, also true.
They were losing at the rate that the World War II accident rate. If we had that today in the modern Air Force, we'd be out of planes in 90 days.
Well, that was
that's how bad it was.
World War II for Germany had a much more advanced engineering base than the U.S. and Britain did in this war. So the U.S. was basically ramping up the military side of industrial capability. In other words, during this war, essentially. And then from there, we just kept going with it. But Germany, from World War I forward, had a much more developed, military version of the industrial technology and all.
That's very true, because in both World War I and World War II, we were on the back foot trying to get spun up. To get our capabilities.
Have you ever seen the movie Fury? Right, and when you see American tanks going against German tanks, the German tanks obliterate American tanks left and right.
Yes.
And you have to have 3 or 4 American tanks minimum to fight one German tank, because they're nowhere near as accurate, they don't have as long a range, and your armor is horrible, and they break down so easy.
What nobody?
I'm a German tank.
What?
Yes, you are.
You are not a German tank.
None of the other countries could compete with America was our industrial capability.
Yeah, yep.
Is why we were so powerful, is because you could just crank them out.
Well, at least that's over.
So in the age of industrialization, at the time of World War II, there were 6 industrial bases. There was the U.S., England, France, Germany. Actually, were there 4?
I
then-
think Russia might have fit into that as
Did
well.
well, no, Russia was ramping up, I think, but I'm not sure if they counted during the war or after it. After the war, it was those four plus Russia and Japan.
Well,
right?
Russia made something like 80,000 tanks. That's an insane number of tanks.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
again, it was. I'm not arguing with the Shield Wall. I'm trying to remember the exact. Like they have a timing on that. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah, there's like you ever heard the term the G6? I think it's the G10 now, or whatever. The economic conference. The G6 was the six industrialized nations of the world post World War II, which were the U.S., Germany, England, France, Japan, and Russia. You know, and then after that, eventually, South Africa becomes one. China becomes another one. You know, so on and on. But there's a lot about World War I and World War II, the transitions of style of warfare, of technology in warfare, and these were B-17s, right, Shieldwall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Yep.
they show how these things being blown apart. The crews come back mostly dead, but they can still repair these things. You know what I mean? How tough they are in terms of durability, like in terms of reconstructability. You know. And
So
They
now,
AJ, am I correct in assuming you haven't seen this yet, AJ?
Yeah, I said I haven't seen it.
Okay, no, well, we're still trying to catch you up from the '80s, so I'm just,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Something from 2022.
I
is fun, too.
I think it's good, and I'd recommend people watch it. It's just
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
So now,
yeah.
Shield
Joker,
Wall,
what did you-
Jacob,
you-
and I
you-
could go
what did
on
you
about
wanna
this for
say,
hours.
Joker?
So you know.
I'm just not big into the military stuff.
past.
Moments
Okay.
passed.
Yeah.
Moments passed.
All right.
So
Speaking of past, we've lost Jacob again.
So weird true fact. Did you know there's a British flying training
No,
school
I'm
in
still here.
Texas?
There's a
I did not
British-
know that.
I'm right here.
What?
Yes, it was near my hometown in North Texas. Yeah, because the British were losing the war, there was a flight training school set up in a small town in North Texas, and it trained thousands of Royal Air Force. Just saying. In Texas, because there was a lot of land.
Well,
and
it's
they-
probably so they could have
Yeah.
consistent weather and actually fly all the time.
I don't
Well,
think
and there
people
was no bombing
understand
and
the
shooting and
scope
stuff.
of the number of bases that America set up during World War II all over the country, for all different kinds of training, build up, all those kinds. It's insane the number. It's like over 1,000.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it was
most of them are closed now, or
Mhm.
complete. You wouldn't even be able to know that they were there. But there was a lot, and they built all this stuff in like 2 years, 2 to 3
Well,
years.
my grandpa.
Yeah, it was one of the first and largest schools of its kind.
Yeah, my grandpa and his brother volunteered. They almost fulfilled their requirement before the war even opened. My grandpa was sent out west to the West Coast, California, right? That's kind of where he met Joe DiMaggio. There, he was on DiMaggio's touring baseball team. But when they weren't touring, he was stationed at a training base near an Indian reservation, and my grandfather was an elite infantryman and sharpshooter, so he would train the soldiers coming in, you know. And eventually, like, he was basically being discharged and sent by train back to the East Coast when the war broke out. And him and my uncle Pat, Uncle Pete. I have Uncle Pat and Uncle Pete from my grandpa's brothers and sisters. Said, wait a minute, if we go let them discharge us, pardon the expression, Roman, but they might drag us into the fucking Navy. That's what they actually said. So they said, we don't know how to swim, so we're going back into the Army. That's what they said.
I am still to this day surprised how many World War II veterans did not know how to swim.
It wasn't a normal thing. Like, there wasn't. You had to live in a place with like a YMCA or something.
Well, my grandpa knew how to
creek.
swim by the end of the war. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that much.
It just
Yeah,
wasn't
most-
something that a
most
lot of
You'd
people
be
did.
surprised at how many Navy people barely know how to swim.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, and here's the thing: if you're in the Navy and you're in the water, something's gone fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So just as a it's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be on the boat. The boat is in the water. You're on the boat. If
Yeah.
you're in the water, you're just waiting for the sharks to show up. So here's another thing that popped up this week. I didn't even know this was coming. And then the trailer blew up everywhere.
Well, that's got Alan Richardson
Man.
in it.
Yep, Alan Richardson's in it.
He
Yep.
must.
This
even the
looks
trailer.
fucking awesome. We were talking about the Ministry
It has
of
the
Ungentlemanly
Gemini
Warfare. This fucking trailer looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie film talking about essentially like the first Black Ops unit, not on the books kind of stuff. And you got Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson just killing Nazis, and they look like they're having a wonderful time. So
it's just kind of loosely based on a true story, I would guess.
Yes, loosely based on a true story, which is whatever.
Yeah. Well, then again, the thing is, truth is stranger than fiction, right? We joke about this, but think about Christopher Lee and Brian Blessed, the crazy real life experiences they had in the military and stuff. Or if you ever listen to Ted, sorry, my brain just locked up. You would think that they wouldn't have crazy experiences in the military or whatever, but then they do. You know what I mean?
Then they do.
Yeah.
Let me see if it'll let me play this. Let me kill the sound so I don't get beat up too bad.
But that's the best part.
I mean, the action is definitely going to be over the top, which is fine.
I mean, I could just watch Henry Cavill.
I approve of the facial hair.
I think though, by picking this particular story,
not that guy,
and making it like a special operations thing, it's going to allow them to put people into this movie that historically were there, not character per character plug-in, but you know what I mean. It's going to allow them to have minorities and women in it without it being like, oh come on man, that's not historically true, because it'll be true. You know what I mean? So they picked the right story to do that.
In the intelligence for services and in the French resistance and all that. I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It'll be 100% legit. It's not gonna have any. Well, I don't know about a dude with a bow and arrow, but
contrary to modern weirdos, those women weren't purple-haired bionic lesbians. But
no.
But what if I'm a purple-haired bionic lesbian?
Oh God,
there's a place for them, but it's not this movie.
I can't hear.
I'm just here to help Roman's, what is it, ESG numbers.
Exactly.
They got the mouse representation.
I'm the DEI.
The mouse representation. So, but the trailer for this looks really good. Like I said, I'm actually excited about this movie. I was back and forth with Copa about this. There hasn't been a trailer that's come out in a long time. Even the Dune trailer that made me excited about a movie coming out, about something I'd not fucking heard of before. So I was like, fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah, this trailer was almost as good as the Godzilla -1 trailer.
Speaking of which, that's coming out in black and white soon.
It should be out.
I still haven't seen the first one. I still haven't seen the original yet, so I haven't seen the
should be out like right now in the US in black and white.
It's a good movie. I'm hoping this is going to be good. We need.
I hope it's going to be good too.
Yeah, we need a good movie.
I have my doubts.
I'm going to go
about
watch
this one, Joker.
Henry Cavill on the big screen.
Why do you have doubts, Joker? Oh, there we go.
Henry Cavill.
Why? Because it's agents.
I'm
horrible. You just don't like Cavill.
I'm not a big fan of Cavill.
Don't let Vex hear you say that.
I don't care.
Oh God, this is it. Well, we will remember Joker fondly after Vex.
Look at the time. I got to be going, guys. I mean, I can't.
Oh no! That was it.
Squeeka, take me with you.
I have no problems with the guy. I actually like Cavill. I think he's wildly underutilized, and I liked Man of Steel. So
okay. Oh, God. Okay. I think Cavill is a stand-up guy, but I think because of some of the choices he's made in his career, I think his 15 minutes are just about up. So I've never been a huge fan of his films, and so I'm just like, I can take him or leave him. So,
dude, that man has way more than 15 minutes in him. I'm not a fan of him.
I hope he does.
I do too. He'll last a little bit longer than 15 minutes, I'm sure.
No way that wasn't happening.
I got faith.
Ask Gina.
Oh snap! I was supposed to be good. Sorry, Roman. I'll fix it. I'll be good. I promise.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay,
Just
so
all
you're
y'all
not speaking about his necessarily his inability to do things, but he's become so contrarian that they're just not going to want him anymore. Okay, now I'm following you.
There is that. There is that, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. Man of Steel was a decent superhero film. It's a terrible Superman film.
Yep, 100%.
I 100% agree with you,
Yeah.
JV. I did not like that movie at all.
That has
Yeah, that's
nothing
my
to do
hot
with
take. I like that
Cavill,
movie.
though. I
No,
don't think it has
what
anything
was
to
that-
do
what
with
was that,
he's a
AJ?
Well, because
superhero
he
movie.
attaches himself to these projects that don't do good.
I can
no,
see that,
no.
but I'm saying
No,
as far as the I don't think he's an amazing actor. I think he can get the job done, but he's a handsome man.
serviceable.
He has a great body. I'm sure they can fit that guy into so many roles, and he has a lot of time left to do it. And then with the whole Warhammer thing, like that'll give some more fire under him. Or
If it goes
We'll
well, if goes well,
yeah,
it's going to be crazy. But if it goes like most everything
Halo,
else has been going these
right.
days, yeah.
Well,
So
unfortunately, Argyle is coming out.
He and his wife
beforehand.
have control of Warhammer, so
And I'm gonna go see Argyle
yeah.
over the weekend just so I can review it. And honestly, I'm not looking forward to him. The guy I'm looking forward to seeing in that film is Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, I've read today.
I
Argyle's
like Sam
supposed to
Rockwell.
be in the same
Underutilized
universe as
Sam Rockwell.
Kingsman.
Well, the first Kingsman was good. The second one was absolute hot garbage.
The third one was
terrible.
good though. I like the third one. I enjoyed the third one.
Yeah, the third one was
Yeah.
good with the whole Rasputin fight.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. But that second one, oh man, it was so bad. It just like torpedoes
Well,
the entire.
it got bad. You know what I mean?
and I care nothing about Calvo. That's fine.
I only like the movies that Copa tells me to like. That's my thing.
Oh, that hurt me a little bit. That was goodness. Well, also we're getting Alan Richardson in this, who
Good one.
I like very much from the Reacher series. So
Nosferatu?
I'm glad to see him getting some big screen time. We'll see how competent he ends up being. I mean, he's probably playing a similar character. I don't know how much depth Alan Richardson has. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if he's up there, but Schwarzenegger doesn't have a lot of depth. He's good in an action movie. If you're looking for serious talent, it's you need another guy.
Okay, he has the depth
Nosferatu?
of a teaspoon.
Nosferatu, Henry.
That's right.
Henry
Thank you,
Cavill
Pops.
agrees with you.
The Highlander is coming out as well, also with Cavill. So we'll see what happens. I don't.
Yeah, I'm real suspect of that one too. I mean, not
Well,
Cavill,
I don't
just
think that should have.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about remakes, which it seems to be all we get. So we get an original story like this, I get excited about it. The Highlander remake, and I know the ladies swoon over Mr. Cavill, but I don't want to see that. We talked about it. I think maybe a couple of months ago when the announcement was made. I'm not excited about that though, because that's a movie that didn't need to be remade. Certainly didn't need sequels; those were horrible.
Yeah.
But Highlander 1 is a fucking great movie.
There are almost no movie you could name that needs to be remade.
You could do so many different stories other than that.
What was it?
Highlander.
I'm sorry, Jacob. Sorry.
I mean,
Go on.
in that universe, you could do so many different stories. You don't have to redo the movie.
Right. You can move the story
I agree.
forward. You can pick another person to do a story.
Well, no, you can't, because the end of the first movie should have been the end of the whole thing.
Yes.
You know,
In Highlander land, that should have been it.
Yeah. Really, you're only
had a
having
sort
a
of-
sequel, right?
We
the
need a
third
girl
movie had a
Highlander.
sort of sneak around that. So if that had been the second movie,
It was a terrible. That was a.
We need a Squeeka Highlander.
That was a bad patch on a quilt. It was dreadful.
You know.
Beard,
there
Beard,
was a-
what are you thinking about this? Because this looks like it would be something you would be interested in.
It looks entertaining. Everything that happens outside the action is going to determine on whether or not the movie's actually worth the time or not. And I do just, in general, think with Cavill, he's better off moving forward, attaching himself to things like this and Argyle that aren't attached to a big brand name or a remake.
Dread is not a remake.
Yes.
No, wrong. 'Cause neither Dread is a remake. They're adaptations of a comic book.
Right.
Well, yes.
And the comic book is 100 times better than both.
Well,
how many movies aren't
also
adaptations of comic books? Okay, like I mean, come on now.
Well, Dredd was much better than Judge
Yes.
Dredd. That was the first film was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So the fact that the second film exists, the second film is actually really good. But the second film, well, it is
very
second
good.
film. It's, they're not. It's not a continuity thing in this. It's it's. But I enjoyed that movie.
So Roman,
yes.
So Roman, you were talking about how original stories and not remakes or reboots or anything. What was it? Gary's last video he had was talking about from January to August.
Yes.
Of all the
this year,
all the of this year, of all the wide releases, only 4 are not a prequel, are not a sequel, or are not a reboot or a
And
so
Joker, we have talked about this here on this panel. I don't know how many times, and it gets me fucking irritated every time because there are so many stories out there, and it doesn't even have to be something brand spanking new. All the books out there. There are books and there are comic books that have never, seen the light of day, and there are hundreds of thousands of stories that no one has touched. Yet Hollywood, in its lack of fucking creativity, feels the need to go back to like 20 fucking properties and pick over the fucking corpse like goddamn ghouls every fucking time.
Well,
and this is the modern age. It's like it's dead.
Well,
There's
no how the system works, though, Roman. The system, Hollywood, like there isn't a bunch of executives saying go remake Dune 7 times. There's Villeneuve is a big director. He became, for the films before, he got the person to do the film he wants finally and said, I want to do Dune. And they said, well, you made us all this money with Sicario and other stuff.
Right.
We'll let you do Dune, I mean, the same thing with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder,
fuck Schneider. He's a piece of garbage, though.
He is, but that's how we got the Snyderverse.
He's a piece of garbage now.
Well, technically, I would say he was a piece of garbage back then too. But
I love Snyder. You shush.
But like he those films fell into his lap because of Nolan bailing on it basically, and no.
Before we got to those, after I know no one likes Man of Steel with me, so I can accept that. Like I said, I have my hot takes just like AJ. Yeah. But when he did the 300 again, that was the first time they had pulled that. And again, I don't mind if it's a first time adaptation of something. That was great. And the 300 really put him on the map. He had done other stuff. I mean, Dawn of the Dead, which you can argue one way or another as to whether or not you like that.
Watchmen.
You're talking about the 2004 one with the zombie baby.
His version of Dawn of the Dead was good. I remember that. Yeah.
Now, but again, I go back. This is what I go back to about Snyder, and when Snyder is doing direct, when Snyder has a blueprint and he sticks to it, he can do okay. The Watchmen
is a great example.
Are basically panel for panel. It's when Snyder has to think that he gets himself in trouble.
Yep.
I think it's when Snyder doesn't have someone controlling him, like someone who could say stop. Just do what's on the paper. Don't freelance, and But just to get away from Zack Snyder, because we always go back to the same five people.
It's not just that though. It's Wonka. Why the fuck did they make Wonka?
Ooh,
why does that fucking exist?
No, stop. Bad.
What?
But anyway,
he's like,
exactly.
So I'm looking forward to this movie.
I think I'm the only person. I don't know. We got on Snyder. I think I'm the only person that might have watched the animated movie about the owls, the Guardians.
Guardians, Gaul or whatever.
I never saw that.
That's decent.
Bro, that movie was amazing. It was based off a kid's book though, and Zack Snyder's issue is he does make shit way darker than what it should be. In a lot of cases, that movie suffered from that, but it made it better. As well as the animation style, it was real. Look, man, it was real gritty for a kids movie, but I think it did an amazing job of with animation, giving kids something that they can respect as well as adults would respect, but kids will also enjoy because it has the lively songs in it, the adventure, friendship, overcoming obstacles. So yeah, I don't like Zack Snyder, but he has some good stuff under his belt. I just don't understand or know exactly what it takes for him to be great. Because making everything dark and gritty, that doesn't work for everything. Like that Teen Titans thing that he did, the little short episode, and it was trash because it was just so fucking dark. It wasn't the Teen Titans. Anyway, I'm going on the animation stuff, but
no, that's fine, AJ. Because I'm a big fan of animation. Honestly, the DC animated features have been largely very good. But not even just talking Schneider, although Schneider is a big culprit of this. Talking about original or first time adaptations, like when The Watchmen came to the big screen, the 300 we already talked about. And it Dune is a bit of an anomaly for me because we've talked about this before. There's the 1984 version. I think the modern version is a lot better.
Well,
for a myriad of reasons. One is also not all fucking squeezed into
2-hour
block.
Justice with the world and building and all that, it's extremely hard to do because of how vast the thing is.
Dune is very dense, and
yes,
right.
So I just that is another movie I think where technology with like AI, or not AI, but like CGI.
Well, let me put it this way: if they use anything AI to make a Dune movie, I wouldn't watch it on moral principle. Dune is a very anti-AI series. You got to kind of be ethical about it. You know what I mean? It'd be like making a movie about I don't know. I don't even. We don't need an example. But anyway, so we're gonna do the theatrical version next week on Roman's show here.
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna do the 1984.
I won't go into it now. I'll save my comment for then. But it's an entertaining movie to watch, right?
I liked it.
But it's a horrible, and I mean horrible adaptation. And I remember when my uncle and I, because we had actually read the books, and we would go in there and people would ask us, well, what's this actually about? Because we had no idea what David Lynch was doing. Like they would ask us all the time, so.
But no, you're right. It's David Lynch's Dune, not Frank Herbert's Dune. Because
I'll give you. You want a bad movie?
Frank Herbert's introduction is longer than David Lynch's movie.
Yeah, why did that atrocious Battlefield Earth movie get made? Because John Travolta got really big, right? He got really big for a couple of years, and they said, "What do you want to do?"
Beard's is like, but I love Scientology.
Didn't that have Barry Pepper in it?
No, the Battlefield Earth book is actually okay. You know what I mean? It's not great. It's okay.
Okay, so
now this is interesting.
Okay.
How tall is it?
I want to ask this.
I'm being very good. Okay. You be quiet.
Because from the limited knowledge that I have, because I talked about this on my Monday last week, or this week actually. Now, because they're going with the Tom King series, which is what this is going to be based on. Ooh. Now,
I agree. Now, Matt Vader 74.
Yeah. Now,
so Matt,
she's too short.
What I know about Tom King and his Supergirl, she was more jaded, a lot more cynical. So from a look standpoint, because I watched the shit out of House of the Dragon. Yep. And her face
she looked weird in that though.
No, her face can pull off that jaded, cynical, almost a brat kind of a take. Now I asked Pops about this. If someone can concisely tell me why Tom King is such a red flag.
Why is Tom King?
Did I stutter?
Fuck off, Joker.
I almost missed that.
Fucking Joker. Joker got jokes.
Okay.
I need someone who's more up to date on modern comics, which I stopped reading because of the writing. So,
okay, so
Matt, are you up on Tom King?
His writing.
I know nobody
not.
likes Tom
Okay,
King.
I'll make it succinct. His comic writing is woke as fuck.
Okay, got it. Okay, good.
Well, actually,
Max
Max von Priestley shares. He shared something from King the other day, and it was just terrible dialogue. And I don't even know what the story was that was associated with the dialogue alone was bad enough for me to go fuck off. So I didn't know they were doing a Tom King adaptation of this. It does. And we've talked about this a little bit before as well.
I'll put it right. That's exactly what they're going to do.
The James Gunn stuff, I went into it very hopeful, and that hope diminished pretty rapidly, just based on choices that he made. So I don't think she's a terrible actress. I think she's probably good, but
I think it's
the right. Go.
I think his casting so far, Gunn's casting has been amazing. It's been very good. I agree. I'm really going to hold my judgment on what the DCU is going to be based off of Legacy. I'm hoping on this one, and I'm putting a lot of hope on this one. Maybe too much, but if I see the Silver Age costume on Superman, I'm going to be very happy. I'm not going to lie, and it's just and then his obsession with the Authority, which. Okay, yeah, he did. Yeah, he brought Guardians to the mainstream and made them lovable characters. I don't think the Authority is really that type of are characters that will endear themselves to a general audience. But like we just said, we keep going to the same brand names every single time, and maybe Gunn has the secret sauce to make
I
this
like
work.
the Authority series. I mean, but that's one that most people don't know.
The original Authority was great.
Not what one would call a mainstream series. And I enjoyed that. I thought it was cool. And if anyone can bring that across, well, no, I'm mixing up my brain. You know what? Fuck my thoughts. My thoughts are fucking not good. They should just go over here for a little while. So I'm going to tuck them away.
Don't give Squeeka any ideas.
Okay? Don't be,
Oh, sorry, Squeeka. No, never mind.
He's throwing around the I'm going to come out of the closet for that.
When I first saw that was going to be the actress, it was a picture of her from the
House of the Dragon
Game of Thrones show. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I thought she was ugly in that show.
So
no,
I thought she looked like an albino. She looked like an albino.
She's a lot
in
more
that show.
attractive in real life than on the show, too, Jacob.
Yeah,
because in Game of Thrones, she looks a little wonky. She looks like a Tigerian, which is fine. But in this photo for the whatever interview, she's an attractive enough girl. So I think they can make it all work.
And height, oh my God, height in movies, you can make. I mean, John Wayne. They made John Wayne look bigger than he was. So the height issue didn't really bother me that much.
So what's the point of Mexican Supergirl from the Flash movie?
Come on, you know what the point was, AJ.
Well, that's
here today, gone tomorrow.
That movie had no. What was I watching? For some reason, I was watching something about.
It was the Flash.
It was the Flash. Yeah. It was one of those, speaking of Cavill things, because he was supposed to be at the end of that. They did 3 reshoots for the end of that, and they ended up with probably the least interesting version of an ending they could have in a movie that wasn't very good in the first place. So this was kind of interesting. This was making the rounds this week as well. Daisy Ridley, who I actually don't want. I don't care about her. I don't have a problem with her.
I don't know who that person is.
She's like, this has been blown out of proportion, and it was good because it was during an interview, and the interviewer who was
set her up, just completely
Dylan
set her
Dreyer
up.
was trying to set her up.
Yep, take the bait.
I would say some extreme fans who have made this conversation on the internet about how they don't want a female director, which also was not the fucking case. Any
Right.
problems they have with the directorial choice came directly from her fucking comments. Is what we have a problem with, not the director. It could be a female director. I don't give two fucks. As soon as you start attacking the fans, immediately, I'm gonna have fucking issue with her. But Daisy Ridley did a really nice job with this. Saying,
well, I think she realized
Roman?
this film's going to be her legacy, as bad as it might be.
Yeah,
and not a chance.
And Roman. Also, the big problem that we had with Charmaine Obey Chinoy is, what does a documentarian know about a big budget, heavy VFX film the size and scope of Star Wars? The answer is nothing.
That's a funny. Well, that's like what's her fuck from the Eternals.
Yeah,
that gal, the Oscar winner gal.
Right. Now,
putting people that have questionable qualifications in charge of multi-million-dollar projects.
So, oh my God,
within your fucking genre.
Okay, Coach from Echo Base found this article from 2015, like 2 months before The Force Awakens dropped, where Kathleen Kennedy says we cannot just pick anyone who's made 1 or 2 films and expect them to bring something to the size and scope of Star Wars.
Damn.
Ooh. Wow. And from things that didn't age well.
You can't tell me there wasn't a better director choice than her.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Or anybody that had more experience that was out there. So
how about the most competent fucking director for the
exactly?
piece?
But
as opposed to
when you put somebody like that in charge,
I don't care what gender they are, as long as they know what they're doing.
Exactly. But when you put them in charge like that, it means that they're doing it for a different reason, is what it's telling everybody.
Y'all just jealous of all the girl power. That's all it is.
And
yeah,
it is. You're right. Kathleen
you got me again.
I'm mad because they're not hot while doing so.
If Kathleen wanted, and if Kathleen wanted to keep her, girl power thing in there, whatever, she could have put Bryce Dallas Howard in there, who has worked within Star Wars.
Yeah, and I think she's done good and bad stuff because I've seen all of the stuff.
But that's not what they want. They want revenge. They want to destroy good things.
Kennedy hired this chick for the same reason he hired Rian Johnson. They want an assassin.
Right. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
and I think poor Daisy Ridley is going to be the beneficiary of her directing and all the fucking optics that come with that.
Daisy Ridley should have disappeared for a few years. 4 or 5 years.
I don't think
and come back.
Though. Well, she's probably got contract shit where they said you're coming back, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm coming back."
By the way,
I'm gonna say, but for $12.5 million, Daisy's getting way overpaid. But you know what? Good on you, girl. Get that money.
Get that money.
You can.
So we talked about Daisy Ridley's contract 2 weeks ago, I think. Right? 2 weeks ago, the $15 million.
Yeah, she
and we brought up in context. So she got $15 million, getting $15 million for this movie, which is probably going to suck, right? Godzilla Minus One cost $10 million and has now passed the $105 million mark, right? So we talked about it back then with relative to our contract. So I'll bring it up, and it's like, and it just sucks that they'd spend so much money. It's like in a sports team when they sign a quarterback like what's his face that was on Minnesota for how many years, and he was a brick. Kirk Cousins. They paid him like $10 million or some crazy number a year, and he was a brick. So Daisy Ridley is like you're paying a brick to be in your team, and it's like
I have no hope for the future of Star Wars, but I have it for a minute. They killed Star Wars. I was watching.
If Star Wars gets sold, then I might have some hope.
Star Wars is not being sold. It's not.
No, it's just going to go down with the ship.
The only hope is that Perlmutter and what's his face win.
I thought Matt was going to say the only hope is if Rose Tico comes back.
She was so good. She was wait. Did we lose somebody?
No.
Is it just me?
You couldn't count last time.
What's wrong with me today?
Roman, do you smell toast?
I don't have my.
I changed my little avatar, but that's.
But if we did lose France, I'd be okay with that.
Like the breadsticks.
It's like I'm not doing well today, folks. I'm not doing well. So anyway, I did want to. We got Pops out there throwing in a lot of knowledge bombs. Thank you for being out there, Pops. And our good friend Zax has popped in as well. Zax, I hope you're feeling better. I know you were not feeling great yesterday. I hope you are feeling better now. So
he ain't learned his lesson. He ain't stopped sucking that.
Zax shares my love.
Whoa. So it's funny. We're talking about the state of the movies, and this I thought was interesting. So China, who Hollywood loves to fucking bow down before, ain't buying the fucking movies anymore.
Right,
so, and there's a couple reasons for this. One of them is not surprising. It's that they're pushing their
They're pushing that pussy.
God.
It's all those kitty cats videos she's watching.
They are pushing the CCP agenda over there. They want Chinese movies for Chinese people is what they're pushing.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Got it. Also, though, the problem is what's in American movies isn't allowed over there for a lot of the agenda stuff.
Yeah. So no magic earring Ken.
Right. No magic earring Ken. This goes back several years now. To making John Boyega disappear off the fucking poster. None of this, but the market in China is not what it was. So Disney, who has their lips firmly wrapped around
Culture Casinos in the Culture. What's up?
What's up, Culture Casino? What's up?
Someone says CCP. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Good if Culture's here.
Squeeka, you're always good.
I'm happy to see Culture. Actually, I was going over the artifacts on my desk, and I found the coin that I got from Culture at the Vegas meetup last year, sitting with my my treasure. So good to see you out.
I have two of them.
It must be senior night.
Did he pay you?
Wow.
That's not nice. It's true. I mean, it's so anyway. What do you guys think about the Chinese market basically saying fuck off to Hollywood?
Well, not just to Hollywood.
Well, I know that. Hey, Mr. Grant, what's up? Wow,
they keep rolling in.
I know, right? So I know that there's a lot. I know that the House of Mouse puts a lot of stuff in for the American and other audience that can easily be clipped right out because of the Chinese market. Because again, Disney has a lot of money invested in China, so I don't see the House of Mouse not bowing down and sucking the Winnie the Pooh Chinese honey sausage, stopping that anytime soon.
It's imagery I did not need.
Meaning to the word honey.
I don't know if I'm able to get that out of my head, Joker, and I'm not happy it's there. I just need to let you know that.
I've never heard of
And that wasn't
sausage.
even me or Squeeka, so
I've been good this whole time.
I have some unfortunate cartoon characters in unfortunate acts right now. I don't know. I mean, if China is not buying the Disney product, and I know that Disney makes their products so they can modify them, but they're still not doing well in the overseas market, which is
no, they're not. Nothing is.
They're not doing good in our market either. So I guess it shouldn't be surprising.
They spend all day making their stuff, so why would they want to, buy it?
And Chinese and
the American movie suck.
And the Chinese return to the studios is not good. I mean, they get a quarter.
Right. Yes.
The studios get a quarter for every dollar. So I mean, they're not making a ton of the money in China anyway. It's just mass amounts of people. That's right. what it is. It's the volume of eyeballs.
Well, I don't follow Hollywood news nearly as much as lots, but folks here on this panel, especially in that international stuff. But it seems to me that the messaging that's such a big focus here not only appeals to actually a very small portion of our populace, but even a smaller portion of the international populace.
Oh, they totally.
And so the more they put that in there, the worse they're going to be doing overseas, at least in my eyes.
Exactly.
I mean, they won't learn their lesson, but whatever.
Yeah, well, they don't. How much of what's watched over here is because people are watching it just to talk smack about it? Like, I mean, are we looking at actual numbers of people who enjoyed it, or people that are like, "I'm going to go watch
from anybody anymore"? That's the other
know?
problem.
Well, and that's another thing. I mean, there are let's take the last. I mean, let's take the last Marvel bomb that was Echo. The only people who were watching that are Marvel shills and YouTubers. That's it. That's the only people who are
for completely opposite reasons. But you're right. Yeah.
JT.
Yeah.
Yep. We need more of those sticks.
Breadsticks.
Okay. I love
a normal person that cares anything about
you do
what Disney or Marvel is doing.
Yeah.
I don't care what Disney or Marvel are doing. I really don't.
I do and I don't. I do because I hate it. I hate the crushing of the legacy products. Star Wars, Indiana Jones, all the things that we love. Let me ask the whole
panel a question here that I just thought of. Can you think of any franchise movie product that came out like in the since the inception of movies, right, or theater, that has gone through a buildup to where it was great and then was destroyed systematically prior to the last decade? Like, was this a thing they did in the 1930s where somebody had something that they came up with in the 1890s, and then in the 1930s they went through a big cycle of let's destroy and tear it down, let's get rid of it, let's belittle the characters, let's change them.
I mean, I will say that some of the old Lord of the Rings like animated stuff was pretty horrific.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. Where they intentionally they were doing their best. What I'm talking about is they went out of their way to change the characters dynamically so that they were worse.
Highlander.
I don't think they did that on purpose, Joker. I think
like
that
a
was
large
just
scale
bad writing. Whereas
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, Han Solo,
it's movie after movie after TV show after movie where there's so many significant changes, race swaps, gender swaps.
No.
Changing the character of the character in itself that goes from they were written a certain way and now they're completely almost a 180 opposite to what they should be.
Well, I mean,
there's
been throughout the time, there's been race swaps and rewrites and things like that, and they've followed the times. I think the problem is they've never really done that with a particular franchise, so to speak. They just revolutionized the whole thing. They went from wholesome to gritty, and movies and shows about wartime when everybody was against the Vietnam War, like TV and movie did a great big huge about face during that time. So I think we've had massive shakeups in a sense with movies and with shows.
It was the type of show that changed, but not the character.
That's what I'm saying. It's never been a franchise itself that's been totally twisted, and I think that's where the problem is coming
in. That was the point that I was trying to get at.
And I think
what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, they've seen how these work, and they're like, you know what? Everybody loved Star Wars when it came out. Everybody loved Lord of the Rings or, these things when it came out. But at the same time, they want to go ahead and take these things that did make money, and they're kind of clinging to it. And they're like, well, we're just going to turn them around for today's age. And that's not working.
I would have been okay with Rey as a character, with Rose Tico and all that, if they wouldn't have destroyed the legacy characters in the process of making those characters. If they just would have had them stand alone, they were by themselves out doing whatever, their own story, and they wanted to do it the way they wanted to do, I'd be okay with that. But it's the destruction of Luke Skywalker, of Han Solo, of their legacy, and for not a compelling story reason at all, in my opinion.
It's not doing it for, because make it more readable for the times. It's activist storytelling.
I don't think
what the problem
I
is.
don't think it's necessarily activists per se. I think it's a matter of it's not done in a, oh well, we've got to take this and do it on purpose. I think it's more a matter of they're not, they want people to have their characters and their storylines at the forefront. So if you've got these, everybody loves the old Star Wars. If you've got this old Star Wars, they're trying to eliminate that and subliminally, or not even subliminally, say this is done and this is over. This is what you're going to have now.
The way they went about it is terrible. Look at Star Trek. They didn't destroy Kirk and the OT or the original crew. They made a new one that it was a little rocky at start, but now everybody loves it. TNG, Picard. And they made this whole new thing, but they didn't have to tear down Kirk to make Picard good. You know what I mean? Janeway, they didn't have to tear down Picard to make Janeway good. If you like that show, they didn't have to, you know what I mean? They didn't have to come in and do something crazy to get Captain Sisko to be accepted. They just made the character and did the show. So what they could have done the same thing with Star Wars, but they chose not to because of reasons. But I still can't. You can't convince me that there wasn't some kind of driving force behind trying to change that stuff fundamentally. Because all you have to do is listen to their interviews, and they say it out loud.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some political push behind it. I mean,
well, anytime you get an interview,
they want to diminish male characters,
and they can't help themselves.
Make women characters act like men.
Well, the bait and switch has been common in the Marvel. Like in Moon Knight, they bait and switch Moon Knight out with the female lead, right? In Iron Fist, they basically gave all his powers to the woman in the Iron Fist TV show. You can go on and on with the bait and switch in this with male characters, and you don't need to make a male character look weak to make a female character look strong. You don't. I mean,
and they can do all that, but the writing has to be right to do it. But that's not how they're doing it. And then you add actor interviews and all this other stuff, and they're it's not made for you. That kind of, what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing with the bait and switch, what really irritates me about that is not, oh, look, we're trying to have a strong female lead. What bothers me as a woman is how fucking stupid do you think I am that I can't have my own character, my own thing, my own storyline. You've got to be like, oh, yeah, sure. You're just as cool as us guys. Let me just pretend you're this guy over here. No, fuck that. I have the right to my own story. Like, don't just sit here and put me in some man suit and say, look, you're a strong female lead. No, by golly, a mouse suit, I do, but not a man suit.
Yeah. And this is something that, and if there was, and I just caught this, the whole strong female character thing. If there wasn't enough reason to love her, Emily Blunt said, "Well, that when she is sent a script and it says strong female character, she says I'm already bored."
Because look at how good she was in Tomorrow, and she was amazing in that. And, look at Alita Battle Angel. That was a great character. It's not that, for the most part, that you don't like a female hero. It's they got to be done right, and they can't be crapping all over the person that came before them. In certain instances, maybe it'll work.
Well, but
not every single thing you do.
There were two action movies that not a lot of people have seen called Extraction 1 and 2, right? With Kristen Bell as the male lead. Yeah. The female lead in that show, I mean, she's a strong character, but she's not like a male. Like, she doesn't become a pseudo man. They depict her fighting when she has to use a gun to beat the man or use the environment. So they do logic with it instead of just having
Matt. It is simple as that.
Yeah. And she comes across as a strong leader type character, and you can do that, and we respect it and we enjoy it,
No, well, okay. So I recently watched both the first and second Terminator, and Alien and Aliens. Badass movies. Just gonna say, love them. I'm gonna rewatch them like a million times. I'm so excited to watch them. But in both of those movies, you do have strong female leads, and yes, they do get kind of manly at times. So there's nothing wrong with, I guess what we consider tomboyish or whatever, but manly men and having these strong people. But the thing about both of those movies that I loved the most was, well, first off, I just love the old CGI and stuff, like the special effects and things. But it was a well written story.
Right.
And so they do the women. Real quick, Joker. So I know they take the women out, but in the case of like the Proud Family, for instance, that was the first show that I tried to fucking review on YouTube and follow the whole formula. But with that show, it wasn't necessarily we're going to take down a male character to uplift the female character, because they already had all the characters that they need as far as representation goes. But my issue was they took out the straight male character who was there on like the main team. They took him out in exchange for a now trans, super gay, something I don't know character. And the thing was, I didn't mind that character being there because he was already pretty flamboyant and sugary. And when the show first came out years ago, my thing was, okay, now I know that there is something going on, because you didn't just highlight that character or bring him to the forefront. You took the straight guy out. So that lets me know, okay, you want to put the focus over there on that, and we're not trying to show or represent this type of a character, this archetype. So that made me feel like, okay, yeah, there's something going on. And then that's when the lady came out and said, yeah, nobody was stopping her gay agenda in the show.
And there you go. And that's the activism part is out there. And Squeeka, and I also don't disagree with what you said, though. I think a lot of it is when they are trying to turn a show. As soon as I hear for a modern audience, that is a major turnoff for me. So, but it's for a modern audience in conjunction with activism. Yes, Joker. And I'm gonna be listening, but I need to disappear for 1 second.
And this is something that if you haven't been watching it or keeping up on it, Film Threat has been doing yeoman's work on this topic. They've had two open letters from WGA members, basically saying this entire thing, that Hollywood is now, it's not enough to have talent. You have to be a representative of this group and this group and this group and this group. And something we have all known, which this second open letter said, when it comes to a project that is IP based, that writers are encouraged and told that this is a positive thing to have no knowledge of the source, and it's actually preferred if you're not a fan of the original IP.
And what's so bad about that is how hard people work to expunge that kind of stuff out of the system. To expunge that stuff out of the system for 50, 60 years, to now have it completely reversed and inserted back into the system, just in the opposite direction.
Right.
Was my typing as loud as Squeeka's?
Was that you?
Sorry, guys.
That was Squeeka that time, but I was before
I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. At least I didn't cough into the microphone this time.
I wanted to make a comment on what Squeeka said about Ripley and Sarah Connor, and especially the second films. So you have Aliens and T2. Both of them badass women, badass. But the parts where they were, being the strong female, they were doing so. They were in a headspace that is undeniably female, protecting children. That is an absolutely more of a female trait.
Yeah, they're absolutely maternal character arcs.
Right.
And that's their entire driving kind of force there, especially with Aliens, when Ripley kind of falls into that. She didn't start out like that, like in T2.
Right.
And that was the beard. That's, you hit that nail right on the head. If they had character development, look at Sarah Connor. She doesn't start out, I'm automatically a badass.
Right.
She gets put in a situation, right, where she has to evolve into this new character, and she takes her son to protect her son.
Even when she evolves into that stronger character, she breaks.
She's
trying to be that ice cold, without remorse.
She turned herself into a Terminator.
And then they killed her in the last movie.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have
literally,
to have it
but
like,
they destroyed all these characters in that final film. What was it? Fuck off. They took these.
I don't know. I'm not watching past
characters.
I feel like
don't watch past two. There is nothing past two.
I'm not. I was told not to, and that's all I'm watching. I feel like we could have. If you want, I don't mind. I mean, don't get me started on the whole trans thing. But if you want, whatever, all of the ethnicities, all of the genders, or whatever, if you want them all in a movie, great, go for it. But write a story about it. Like, give them development. Like, right now, I mean, all of the movies out there, forgive me, but it's like bad porn. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to turn the sound down. Like, at this point, I don't even want to watch it. Like, there's no development at all. And that's one of the things I loved about these movies. Yes.
Do you guys remember a movie called The Birdcage with Robin Williams? And
yes.
I know of it, but I haven't watched it.
That movie is so
I need to watch
good.
It.
It is hilarious.
It's hilarious, and it's got a good plot. And it's about these two gay guys who run a drag club in fucking Florida. It's a great fucking movie.
Well, there's having gay people in movies, having trans people in movies. It's nothing new. Like I said,
it's the way it's presented.
There's a whole bunch of things. Like I said, don't get me started on the whole trans thing, but like the way a lot of it is presented is like, it's almost like a bunch of petulant children saying, well, it's mine now, and now I'm going to do this to it, and in your face. Yep. And no, learn, grow up, write a story.
Well, speaking of that, the way I kind of summarize it is, you used to have writers and storytellers. Now you have preachers. And sometimes a preacher can write a sermon that's really interesting and appeals to people outside of their target audience. But usually, no, they don't. So sometimes you'll get this rare gem that'll come along and it'll be really interesting. It'll appeal to a lot of people despite what they put in there instead of focusing on the writing. But I think I can say that we all miss the days where they focus on writing first. You can, like Squeeka says, anyway, we all agree, put whatever characters you want in there, make them good characters, give them arcs, make the story interesting, and we're on board.
Well, it's not even just writing first. If you're going to adapt from a book, adapt from a freaking book. Put the characters, if you want, whatever. Like I said, you know what? I understand that some people are like, oh, don't race swap, whatever. I don't care. To me, that whole thing is just like, back in the day, Cleopatra was white. I mean, like, come on, we've done this for years. Back when most of the actors and actresses were, white, they took roles that weren't. We like this whole race thing. I'm like, I don't care about that. But put whoever you want in there, but have them follow the dynamics of the story, not change the story to fit whatever agenda they're in.
There's material that could be adapted for this transhumans. Like, there's an author named Ian M. Banks who passed away a few years ago, who wrote a series of books about the culture. There's about 10 of them, I think, right? And the culture is so far in the future, it's like a Doctor Who level technology, where in the culture, like, let's say you want to become a woman, they inject you at a genetic level and you genetically transform. Or if you want to be a dinosaur, they could turn you into a velociraptor, Or if you want to be a robot, they can upload you into a robot. It's total transhumanism, but it's actually interesting science fiction. Why not, instead of destroying Star Wars or whatever else it is, take something that was written at a high quality level and adapted at a high quality level to explore these issues of transsexualism and whatever.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because Star Wars is a recognizable brand. That's why.
Oh,
I know. We know that. I mean, it's one of those rhetorical questions.
Something that people have a name recognition with that they can manipulate and throw away.
Of course. I mean, that's the given.
And the thing about the Hollywood cult, and the thing about the Hollywood cult is it's not about promoting diversity or anything. It is about greed and it's about revenge. That's all it's about.
I think also because in the case of like the Black Panther stuff, for instance, I noticed that when what do they call like press tours or whatever, when the guy's going working on the project involved with it, going around talking to everybody,
the press junkets.
Kevin Feige, I think he completely stayed out of the whole Black Panther talk, and it was just I can't think of the black guy's name. He looked mixed. He had to be mixed. The nerdy black dude, he was the one handling all the like questions and doing the whole little press tour for when that movie came out.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, AJ, but when the actor who played the Black Panther who passed away, unfortunately,
Chadwick.
He was getting upset because they told him they were going to sideline him for what's her face, the sister. They told him that, and they wanted to be a supporting character in the sequel. He's like, I'm not doing it. I won't support. I won't do it. I'm the Black Panther. Make movies about the Black Panther. You know, he was outraged about it, and then I guess conveniently died so they could just do what they wanted with the sequel. You know?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It seems like when they make a move like that, they'll make sure, or even like the black chick that worked on the Marvels, they'll make sure to put somebody who, I like how some people say they cast these directors now instead of hiring people who deserve the position or the job. And it seems like it seems like you can easily deflect any criticism away because, well, if you didn't like it, then take it up with the person who made it. I didn't make it. They had, the control. They could do whatever they wanted to do for the movie. So all of us black people looking at Ryan Coogler like, dude, what the fuck? How you let this happen in this movie? As opposed to, I would say, directing the energy towards the guy in control who I feel like gave them those like orders. Okay, you can make this movie, but make sure you do this, this, and that. Everything else is on you.
And that's what the director of the Marvels came out and said. That she said this is not my film. This is Kevin Feige's film.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But they'll put a face of it too, just like with the Star Wars thing, to deflect all
human
of
shield.
It's
a human shield.
Here's another thing that's being destroyed in the name of modern wokeism. So the two guys who did the team who did the original cartoon that most of us loved, they start on this project and then they left because of the changes that were being put in.
That's scary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of which was announced today. I had it for my show tomorrow, but I'll talk about it today. Apparently, for those, by the way, has anyone not seen the show?
I love the show.
Yeah, I watched
it. AJ, have you seen this one?
AJ and Squeeka, have you guys seen this show?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay. No, you're young.
I've never ever seen any of this.
You need to see it, Squeeka.
So
it's wonderful.
It's wonderful, but
airbending.
To talk about
it's young and it's for and it's animated.
Yeah. So to talk about this, this is spoilerific. Okay. So Sokka, one of the three main characters, right? At least the three initial main characters.
Sokka.
He starts as a sexist pig. Okay. And it's such to the point that his sexism is actually what frees Aang from the iceberg. Okay. That's how extreme it is. And he evolves over the course of the show as he interacts with females of who are capable and everything. He's like, maybe I'm wrong, and women are equal. We could all work. He evolves and grows, right?
He got his ass whooped by some girls.
Yeah, well, that happened multiple times, right?
The Yoshi Warriors.
Yeah. Then, what they're doing in the live craption is they're editing out his sexism, and they're saying that for that won't. How do they put it in the article? That isn't going to fly in the modern day or whatever. And I'm like, so they're saying that a character who starts out
modern day, this show's not that old.
But this is important. What these woke morons are saying is that a character who starts out sexist and learns he's wrong, you can't, it's wrong to show that on TV now. You know what I mean? That's how bad the wokeism has got. You can't even show people learning that they're wrong and changing. It's just, I had hopes for this thing because when the original creators were on this, and like It's frustrating because we had that horrible M. Night scam artist.
That was not good.
You know,
I thought you was calling them Scamalon.
I did, but I stumbled over
That's
it.
the
M.
M.
Night
Night
Shyamalan,
Shyamalan ain't
you
gonna
know.
be working here no more.
Yeah, and this, from the looks of this, like the previous trailer, it looked good.
Yeah,
like the costumes, the actors, you know, like they didn't go full on woke with the casting. Like for those who don't know, there are all different ethnic looking people in the Avatar universe. There are like European looking people, there are Asian looking people, there are African looking. There's all different people, and they showed them in this trailer that they're all mixed. That the orientation people have is really towards their element, not their skin color.
Right.
You know? So, but then I hear this thing with Sokka, and I'm like, if they change that with Sokka, what else are they going to change?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
if they change Uncle Iroh, I'm gonna riot.
No, Iroh looks like Uncle Iroh. The actor said the actor, everything looks good with this so far.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Now that they
I'm
say
still
that,
gonna watch this.
Or that the stuff is coming out. I think June, the bounty hunter, she didn't come until later on either. But they're already like she's in like promotional.
You're talking about the one riding the Shishu or whatever.
I think she's in book 3.
We've been told
and they're also
they're pulling some elements from forward in the show earlier. So like,
and they're also showing Azula as well, which her character I loved in the animated show. I thought she was. She was
the actress.
Best crazy girlfriend ever.
If they're jumping all around, like, then where's Toph?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
they better do Toph right, because Toph is my spirit animal.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
I read another change that they're making.
Yeah, mine too.
Is when he enters the Avatar state, it's going to be more difficult, and like so he's not going to do it as often.
Who's saying that these changes?
Excuse me?
Are the actual people that are?
Well, the two guys who originally did the show, the animation, who left the show, said they were making these changes in an article maybe a year or so ago when they left the show, or whatever it was. And then the Sokka thing happened in an article.
Like a couple weeks ago.
I thought it was like 3 days ago. I read it. I was going to talk about it just tomorrow on my show. Tomorrow I was going to talk about it.
So I just want to throw this out there real quick, not because I hadn't heard that they might be mixing some things back and forth, but I did think that when I saw the trailer because of what's her face, June. She actually is in a season 1 episode called Batu of the Water Tribe, and then she comes back in season 3. So they might still pull some things in there, especially considering like Zuko's family. So that's might be why we're seeing Azula might get some flashbacks and things like that, and get a little bit more of his kind of behind the scenes. And I just, my 2 cents on this, the trailer won me over briefly, and I'm like, this looks great. And then I was reminded of the creators leaving, and it doesn't mean that they couldn't do it. And then the news came out about changing Sokka's character. Still doesn't mean that they can't make something interesting and pretty good. But I'm losing every little bit of faith. I will watch it because I'm sure I'm going to know people who are going to want to talk about it. I love the cartoon, and I'm going to want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And Squeeka, you need to watch the animation.
I mean, I
for one, really good. You'll like it.
If you like Aliens and Terminator, it's kind of like the same thing. It's as good as those. It's as good as those.
Hey,
he looks
pretty good.
I sounded real gay just then. I had to stop.
I like how you say just then, AJ. Like it's not a common occurrence.
I'm comfortable enough being straight to say, dude got into shape for that role.
Oh, that's Jet.
Yeah,
Don't move, Roman.
No, not Jet. Ozai.
Look at what it says right there. Okay. So, and who knows? He had a Netflix live adaptation about it has the potential to be good. It might turn out to be a show many of you end up enjoying. What I can be certain about is that whatever version of it on screen will not be what Brian and I envisioned or intended to make. And Brian and I are the original creators of the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is from Bound.
So they're going to screw it up again because this is the second remake.
To be fair,
but this is remember the other one was a movie, so it was a very you got that flash in the pan. This is a full series. So
I'm going to say this as far as Netflix goes. So I mean, as Matt has said on previous shows, Netflix just brings in everything, so that they got there's some really good stuff, and there's some stuff that's questionable. Like I went into watching a series just last year, which I thought, okay, this is going to be some woke garbage. Ended up loving it. Was the Wednesday. I thought was phenomenal. It was
better than. You keep going, Joker. My bad.
I mean, I thought that. I mean, granted, the show. If Jenna Ortega was not in that show, that show would have fallen apart. But her performance alone was just sold me on the entire series as a whole. AJ,
man, Zach's comment just threw me off.
Oh God, which one? Oh dear Lord!
What the fuck?
Wait, we're supposed to care about AJ's people? Is that why Roman put him on top of me?
Squeak, are you not my people? Have I been misled?
God.
I thought I had another one.
Yeah.
AJ, according to my DNA profile, I am 1.8% black. So we got you.
I don't know about that 100.
I mean, I'm Sicilian, so it's there's a little bit there, AJ.
Yeah, you're probably 1.8% as well, Roman. So.
Yeah, I've got that on my. It's it's like 1.8 sub-Saharan African.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Oh no!
Nas has been just feeding into all of this, and I love it so much.
Yeah, and the best part is you don't actually even have to respond to him. He just keeps going.
No, it's just there. Yeah, no, you can't stop him. You can't stop him.
Does that count?
Squeaka's like those people from the Star Trek episode where they're split down in the middle, white and black, but she's at the waist.
I grew up the white chip and a chocolate cookie. Does that count?
And deflecting immediately to anything else.
This didn't need a remake.
Crap!
I do not care about this whatsoever.
Yeah, Roman for
Not really.
They're never going to recapture that 80s goodness. It's just not happening.
No, I'm reading along with what they're doing here, and it's the first one didn't take itself super seriously, although it
was like a fun action movie.
It was a great movie, but it was goofy, and everybody knew it was goofy. But they played it as a straight movie, and it was fine. And Dalton was a consistent character. And reading about what they're doing here, one, they've got him. He's an ex-UFC fighter. He'll taunt his enemies while he's fighting, and it's just a lot of things that don't work. The bar owner is now a gal, not the dude. There's although it's funny though because the director is the guy Born Identity, Edge of Tomorrow. So, but this doesn't look like it's going to be a good product, and it's a remake of something that absolutely
and it's not going to have Sam Elliott in it. So what's the point?
Also true.
Right.
I can only imagine that the style of fighting is going to be like MMA in ring fighting, where they're going to you're going to see arm bars in real life, which you never see because people get slammed or stabbed, and like I can only imagine what they're going to do with the fighting is given how they're setting it up.
Well, okay,
at least they have a real UFC fighter in it.
You're telling me on Rotten Tomatoes it's a 41%? Who's doing these reviews?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the old one from '89.
Oh, really? It's only 41%.
Only 40. Yeah. Like,
is that audience or is that critic?
I just looked at the thing that popped up on the.
We talked about this 5 minutes ago, right there on the top right. Rumor: Marvel bringing back Iron Fist with female lead.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. God. Yeah. Iron Fist has enough problems. Actually, Iron Fist is a topic we're gonna touch on briefly. But again, Roadhouse.
Daisy really look what else Daisy really said. Look what else. She also said not only said sexism is blown out of proportion. She said racism is blown out of proportion too. I wonder if they got to her and said, Daisy, you have to say the following things every time you open your mouth on the press junkie. That's all you have to say.
That's what Roman tells me. gives me this whole long list of things I'm allowed to say every week.
And then I add in extra stuff on that list.
I haven't seen anything about this at all. What's this?
To Nosferatu's comment before you get there, in the John Wick films, when he's on the ground with the guy in an armbar, he shoots them in the head before they can pick him up and body slam him. So, you know, that's the difference between what they did in the Wick films versus what they're going to do in Crap House.
So this Monkey Man, I think, looks interesting.
This looks good.
I do. The trailer looks really good. So you've got Dev Patel, Slumdog Millionaire, Hotel Mumbai, The Green Knight, which I loved. Follows an ex-con hunting down the men who killed his mother. Now, what you do, after just reading this and watching the preview, you get a lot of John Wick vibes.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this. But to be frank, I like the John Wick movies. I didn't even give a fuck about the plot. I like the endless line of clever and interesting ways to kill people.
Yep.
It's fun. It's not deep thinking. You're just enjoying the ride, and you can sit back and do that. I think this is going to be something of a similar vein. Oh, hey, Salty. Welcome, my friend.
Sup, Salty?
So well, I think this is going to be a hoot.
It definitely looks interesting. And I've been wondering for a while when we were going to see kind of a return to was it Death Wish and Dirty Harry and the vigilante sort of stuff, kind of just swinging back not only against Hollywood but it kind of gets society around us. And you got that with John Wick, but maybe it's kind of catching on between this and that other that Cavill film. Just to get out there, brawl, take revenge, do whatever's got to be done sort of film.
You had a couple of these last year. Remember Sisu was of that vein. Of course, John Wick 4. And so the screenwriter for this is the same. It's interesting. It's kind of a weird placement. It's the guy who did Master Commander Far Side of the World.
That is a great movie.
It's like, what the fuck? And he's on Monkey Man, which is basically a walking killing movie. But whatever. I'm willing to take it. If you have a great screenwriter and a killing plot, you got me. You brought me in already. That's all I need to know. I'm in.
So is the main guy black because it's Jordan Peele?
He's Indian.
He's Indian.
The director plays the main character.
Yeah, this is from what I saw because I watched the trailer right before we went live. It seems to be entirely, if not primarily Indian cast. And from what I understand in that article is it was going to go straight to streaming, but Jordan Peele scooped up the rights, and now it's going to get a theatrical release.
Okay, so this isn't based off of an Indian show or movie that
I don't know enough
that they've already made.
Yes or no.
I don't think so. I think this is just Dev Patel just doing the movie.
This looks interesting.
I haven't seen the trailer, but I remember Jordan Peele saying he would never have a white guy as the lead. And I don't know. I just assumed that he was going to make them all black, but it was like, oh, okay, he just want colored people, I guess, and just not white people.
Well, then he kind of lucked into this one because from what I understand is this was already made or being made and was going to be released under some other production company, and then he scooped it up.
It's funny.
He might have had some say so with post production, but it at least sounded to me like he didn't have much say so from the get-go.
I think he just opened the gateway to an American release.
We talked about this a few minutes ago.
Brain.
Dev Patel played Zuko in the bad Shamalama Ding Dong.
Yeah, he did.
Right. Shamalama Ding Dong.
Did you guys see The Green Knight? Did anybody see The Green Knight other than me?
I have not.
I want to see it.
The Green Hornet.
No, The Green Knight. It's an Arthurian tale. Big fucking difference, AJ. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. It was in the movie theater. It wasn't like a super popular film, but it's a very good film. And Dev Patel plays the lead in that. So Green Knight, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's worth your time. So that's another one I'm looking forward to, though. Again, and it's funny because we talked a little bit, Joker, movies coming out in 2024, and I'm like, fuck, there's 2 movies that I give 2 shits about. But then we get, then the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and this is coming up. I see these things, and I'm like, that was me, Salty. Yes, that I was the one. And so it's not the the big flashy movies that I'm getting excited about.
Yeah.
It's these little gems that are popping up. It's like I didn't know these existed. So I think that's going to be the stuff, the under the radar stuff that the big studios didn't vomit upon us that are getting that's going to get us excited about movies. It's a tough one in the modern era to get excited about going to a theater. I don't go to the theater very often.
I'm excited about going to the theater. My theater is doing a once a month release of a lot of Ghibli movies, so I'm going to be at the theater at least once.
The one closest to me, matinees are $5. So I'm like, okay.
Oh wow. Our cheap movie is the $14 matinee. That's our cheap movie.
Ooh,
California.
Wow. California. Well,
yeah, I know. It's
how much is I'm just curious. How much is like a large popcorn?
If I'm getting popcorn and a drink, I'd spend another $20.
Holy, okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know that going in. It's $40 to see a movie, basically. 20 or so for the ticket.
Yeah. You have to pay an extra $10 from the crew to put out.
When I go to the theater, I smuggle snacks and drinks in.
Because let's see, I
hide them on my wheelchair.
A medium or a medium beverage, nachos, and my ticket. It's like $20 total out the door.
Yeah, that's like half price.
What's crazy about the one that I go to is that a bottle of water is cheaper than a medium Coke.
Yeah.
Their profit margin on that is like through the roof. It's literally popcorn and syrup water. And yeah. It's like 10 cents worth of product, and they're charging like
Zach.
I just sneak stuff in and tell them I'm fat.
No. I don't know what it is, but based on Nas's recommendation, no.
If Nas is telling you vehemently to watch it,
it's an immediate no. I love Nas, but no.
I watched one of his recommendations.
Same.
The Great Silence.
Are you smuggling that in your pants,
Western.
Salty?
Okay,
we've got Daredevil coming up, and I've seen a couple things about Daredevil. I get excited, and then I get like the Return of Bullseye. I was like, okay, cool. I enjoyed that part from the series, and then like the next story over, which I'm going to pull this one off and bring the next one up, made me go, oh.
I mean, they're bringing back they're bringing back Foggy. They're bringing back Karen Page.
No, they're doing a lot of the good stuff, but then there's this. It's this.
Are they going to have the guts to do the full storyline? Has anyone besides me read the comic book?
Yeah, I've read all of them.
So what happens in the comic book? I will explain to people. Spoilers, right? Karen Page gets addicted to drugs and human trafficked. Okay.
Yeah.
So that starts the whole mess off. Will they have any courage to do that storyline in this?
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh, no, well, that definitely won't be no. If they're not gonna do what's his the Last Airbender and changing his ways, they're not gonna for the audience. No, they certainly would.
Well, because in the Netflix show, Karen Page, when we see her backstory, she was a drug addict. So this is just going to be as what Matt is saying, this is a relapse. And
what happens is,
this is a Frank Miller storyline.
Yeah,
there's no way Disney is going to do a Frank Miller storyline justice.
So what happens is the reason it goes to hell is because she's so addicted to drugs. She for a shot of heroin, she gives up his secret identity, and the Kingpin finds out and it ruins his life.
Well, that isn't even my problem though. My problem is this: hires directors from Loki and Moon Knight.
Both those shows sucked.
Yes,
both those shows sucked.
So
Loki is the worst thing that happened to Marvel. The absolute worst thing.
So I get excited, and then, like I said, immediately Disney Marvel pulls the rug out from under me. I'm like, okay, well, they're cool. They're bringing back the characters from the Netflix series that I enjoyed, and then you fucking asshats.
First season of Daredevil was awesome.
The fucking gold, man. I liked all of Daredevil.
That was the best live action
was fucking so good.
Superhero show I've ever seen.
I love that too. Then they just
season 2, when Daredevil and Frank Castle are debating vigilante justice was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
that scene alone was gold.
Yeah, when they introduced the Punisher into that, that was top tier show right there.
Well, season 1 of the Punisher,
even though the
was
actor
very good. Season 2 was terrible. Season 1 was
in my opinion, was not big enough to play Frank Castle, but man, he really
he made up for it in attitude.
I don't know if now that you look at, like who else would you have cast in that? He was perfect for it, in my opinion.
I even liked Jessica Jones.
I like Jessica Jones too. I thought Jessica Jones is a really well done show.
She has the correct RBF to play that character.
Kristen Ritter was perfect casting.
I like Jessica Jones the first season, close to the Purple Man. I hated the change they made to our character from the comic. Sometimes when you read the comic book and you like a character in the comics and they change it radically in the show, it gets annoying to you.
I will admit that
like how they destroyed my favorite comic book of all time, Iron Fist. They destroyed him in that stupid show. Destroyed him.
So they did. I hated that was so fucking bad.
They destroyed the war. They destroyed the character.
He was better in the Defenders as a part of the ensemble.
That series was terrible, and that series took so long to get going. Took so long. It's out of 8 episodes.
The only thing good about the Defenders is the hallway fight scene. You can just watch that 5-minute scene, and that's it.
Yep.
The only thing good about Iron Fist was Madame Gao. That was it.
Yeah. Oh, there she is from Game of Thrones.
So casting,
she has a really cool lightsaber.
I agree.
It's I don't know. It's not good.
It's just hard, even if you're like a normie. It's hard to get excited for any of this stuff anymore. Yeah, I knew it. I've been keeping track of all the things y'all are going to be giggling at.
Okay. And again, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to
Squeeka and Mando are like Beavis and Butthead.
And
oh dear.
And I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back to Gary's latest video where he had clips of writers and showrunners of pretty much every Marvel Disney show and some films where they actively said we knew nothing about the comics. They knew nothing,
and you can tell.
You said it earlier, Joker. They make sure they get people who don't know anything about it, so that they don't ask questions. Don't.
Well, they should have hired me then. I know nothing. I could have made money.
They should have hired you.
They'll probably did a better job.
Well, I can guarantee you.
So out of those two Fantastic Four movies, the 2005 and 2015, which one was closer to the comics?
I feel like the 2005.
The 5.
Yeah.
I like the 2003 one.
There's a 2003 one?
I mean, okay, so the 05. No. So the
neither
the first the first two the first one, and then there was Rise of the Silver Surfer that had, but the dynamic, let's say Chris Evans and Jessica Alba had was very good. The casting of the voice of the Silver Surfer, the Lawrence Fishburne, was great. Julian McMahon as the Victor Von Doom was stupid. And then making Galactus this big, more amoebic cloud that just goes through space was dumb as well.
So for those of you who managed to actually see it back in the 1990s, if you could hunt down a secret VHS copy of it, Roger Corman's Fantastic Four film is actually better than both of them in terms of being adaptation. It's still a horrible movie, mind you, but at least it attempts to. No, Corman's done some good movies in the past, so I don't want to nail on Roger Corman. But like this movie was so bad, this was done basically to retain the rights. That's why they did this movie.
Yeah.
But compared to what the crap they ruined Doctor Doom. You were talking about, and Julian McMahon's a good actor, right? They could have done a good Doctor Doom with him. Instead, they ruined it with that. They turned him into like Magic Iron Man, like not even Magic Iron Man, like Havoc, like the X-Men Havoc. They turned him into Havoc wearing Doctor Doom's armor, basically.
Yeah, the dude from the 1980s Flash Gordon, the Spy Master guy, he was a better Doctor Doom than that. Yeah. And he's not even Doctor Doom. He just kind of looked like him.
And like you said, they ruined Galactus in that, you know.
I think
that's pretty much it for our news. We got Reacher season 3 in here. That's fine. I'm looking forward to it. It's just it's which book they're taking it from. And he's just tracking down some more guys to kill. That's basically what
the only change to note there, Roman, would be Neely is not in the book they're adapting, but she is going to be in the show.
Right. And I guess they're going to, because she was in season 1. I actually don't remember her being in season 1, but I know she was.
She came in the second to last episode, I believe.
Yeah, she was kind of a very
that's why I don't remember her in there. Yeah. But they've done a great job at that show. I'm looking forward to season 3, so at least there's something to look forward to down the road. Yeah. Most of it isn't on the big screen. We talked about a lot of stuff tonight. Those couple of things, though, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and then Monkey Man, those look great. Roadhouse. Fuck no. Yeah. Avatar looks good, but the more I read about Avatar, the less excited I am about it. It's just
the way things have been going. If we're lucky, remake one of those will be good.
The remake of Roadhouse looks like the remake of Point Break.
Oh yeah, again, why the fuck does that exist? Red Dawn 2 or Red Dawn 2, Red Dawn 2012. Why the fuck does that exist? The Thing 2011. Why the fuck does that exist? There are things you just shouldn't fucking touch. And Roadhouse definitely doesn't fucking need to exist in a new and improved form. It was a movie of its time.
It never should have existed in the first place.
Not a fan of the original Roadhouse.
No, I hate Patrick Swayze. In the same way,
Joker's had some hot takes tonight.
Joker's had some hot takes tonight.
He's giving AJ a run for his money in the hot take department.
If you want to see a really good movie with Patrick Swayze, it's not because of Patrick Swayze. It's called Black Dog, where Meatloaf plays a psychotic truck driver. Yeah. Meatloaf is
all those words put together, Matt, are hilarious.
Meatloaf is the singer who occasionally acts. If you've never heard of Meatloaf, he's one of the greatest.
It sounds like you just asked AI to write the premise of a movie.
Right? Well, that's what they've probably been using to write all these new scripts anyway.
It has all that dark humor in it, and Meatloaf just takes it and goes for it. He plays this like psychotic evil truck driver.
We all know that Meatloaf's best theatrical role was as the dad in Pick a Destiny. With the song, the Kickapoo song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you haven't seen
Tenacious D movie?
Yeah, it's Tenacious D movie.
I haven't seen that.
I don't. I know what they are. I don't know enough about it to speak even mildly intelligent. Fuck my brain.
All right, roll that back and try being intelligent again.
He was really good in it because it's like a kind of a musical thing.
Well, you don't like Meatloaf as Eddie, the delivery boy, who gets turned into a corpse like 5 minutes into the Roddy Picture Show.
What Bush? What?
That's from Ghost.
What?
From Ghost.
What?
Ghost.
I've never seen. I've never seen. Ghost.
I don't remember that
haven't
scene.
Seen Ghost, Squeeka? Come on.
I'm glad.
No, I haven't seen a lot of movies. Leave me alone.
I figured you would at least.
That's right. You leave her alone.
No,
Don't
I haven't
bother
seen
Ghost.
Oh, actually, and Zach, you're bringing up a movie. We're going to be talking about this probably in about 2 weeks or so.
What's going on?
That was not me and my crazy ass typing this time.
I think Matt.
It's okay. You're just writing me love letters.
I don't know what just happened.
I think Matt was getting a phone call from France.
We finally
found him.
Let Jacob talk about the great silent.
The French found him.
The French found him.
Forever.
Viva la revolution!
I don't
That
know.
was
how
the French
many of you
attempting to
watched-
call me a
Exactly,
talk me out of
AJ.
destroying France.
Exactly.
watched
AJ.
my Ronin stream, but the French got slapped around a little bit.
Oh, that was
We're gonna say, "Oh God," a lot,
glorious.
AJ.
That was glorious when like all these French people were standing there and they just open up with machine gun fire and take them all down. It was like great.
What are we?
Roman, just go back and watch Jacob's last stream on Ronin, and Matt has opinions on the French.
Lots of opinions, and apparently everyone hates the French. I thought we all knew that, but apparently there are people who didn't know that you're supposed to hate France and French.
And the classic scene, like all these people being gunned down and blown up in France, right? And the French send one police car to see what's going on.
Seems legit.
And it's not even a big police car; it's like a tiny one.
I love the French. They have good pasta. They made spaghetti and all that.
The
delicious
French
stuff.
stole their entire culture from my people.
You're thinking of the toast.
On that note, I think we'll wrap it up.
I love a good French
tonight.
cannoli.
I don't know what we learned, but we did learn a lot. I got to give Squeeka a new list.
Oh no!
It's okay, Squeeka. We'll adjust the list again.
I can't print out another 10-page document.
Oh God, I do. No, wait.
Don't
what?
read it. Just sign your name.
Thank our
He said the last time, and I ended up stolen.
I want to thank our panel for helping my therapist make his money, and for our fantastic chat tonight. You guys are always just wonderful, both humorous and informative. So I appreciate you guys, even you, Nas, especially.
Yeah, y'all
Nas.
hit real hard.
Oh my God. So let's go around and say what we got coming up in the future streams to come. My good friend Shieldwall, what do you have coming up, buddy?
What you got coming up?
Next week, well, if Jacob invites me, I'll be on his show. I can't remember what we're doing. And then on next Thursday, I will be on the 1984 Dune movie, which I saw it in theaters when it came out, and I did enjoy it. But I've never read any of the Dune books, so that's probably why I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. Thanks to the chat and everybody, and having AJ on here has been great. Getting those takes. And
I got the best takes.
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And then I'd like to thank our other guests, Beavis and Butthead.
We are here for your entertainment.
Yep.
Wait,
all right.
Does that make me the butthead?
You guys can pick which one.
No.
Yeah, you guys can wrestle.
I'll be the
that
butthead.
out.
Oh yeah, we'll
You
wrestle.
heads, I'll be tails. Hey.
Perfect.
They'll be wrestling.
Joker voice. What do you? Oh my God, Dempsey. What do you
What you got coming up, Joker voice?
That's more appropriate.
Oh,
my God,
that is wonderful. That is wonderful. This is why we come. This is why we tune in every week.
Show's over, guys.
It's
It's all over. Nothing can beat that. We're done.
There we go. Dempsey,
I would pay to watch that show. That's a show worth.
Yeah, where's the link for that one?
After the show on Squeaka's OnlyFans change, the first episode of Beaver and Buttcrack.
Mando.
Oh Lord,
Mando.
Wow.
Mando.
Joker,
Mando.
what do you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I think we just pitched the idea for the Squeeka Mando show name. So there we go. There's that. So I will be on tomorrow. Legion Talk for Friday Nights Royal Rumble. I think I'm going to be on right after that with Samael the Infamous, and then next week I'll be back here for 1984 Doom. Also Monday, Legion Talk Game of Thrones. We're on season 7, episode 4, The Field of Fire 2, which is where they spent all their money for season 4 and most of season 8 as well. I'm just saying. So always a fun time here. Roman, thank you again for having me on. Chat, you're awesome. Panel, you're awesome. Squeeka and Mando don't ever change. And always remember, folks, we come to the show for the breadsticks. And even though Roman doesn't want to admit it, we come for the business.
my soul leaving my body, folks.
Just save yourself the trouble. I don't have a soul.
I hope nobody.
Because I took it.
Well.
Stop being gay.
Wait, what?
Beard of Liberty. When not patrolling your property. What else do you have going on, buddy?
How do you know I do that? You watching me? That's not safe, buddy.
No.
Do you have your fence posts painted purple? Because if they're not, I'm all up in there.
Moving on. Let's see. After the weekend on Monday at 8:30, JT and I will be reviewing Groundhog Day. R2's got the night off, so it's just us two. It's his channel. He's out of the house, so we're going to throw a party. So who knows what's going to happen?
Comb the beard.
Comb the beard. All right, and then I'll be back here next Thursday for the Dune panel.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen clips of that before, but I've never sat down and saw it all at once. So interesting to get through that and give you all my thoughts.
Yeah, it's going to be for those of you who haven't seen it.
I'm stroking my beard right now.
It's an interesting view.
It's
a David Lynch film.
Never mind.
And it feels like a David Lynch film. So
yeah, that's the best thing to say about it.
Squeeka.
I don't even want to go. Mando, what's
what you got coming on, Mando?
Anyway, speaking of spicy things, this Saturday evening, I think it's 7 Eastern or Central, I forget which time zone she's in. We're going to be doing spicy books and talking about hunting Adeline, which is a very dark romance.
Wait, is this the book that they've already talked about? It probably is. Okay.
I mean, talked about it yet.
Those of us in the group chat have been talking about it.
Like the whole idea came up. I think I was in the chat on a something when the idea got put forward to do the show, because they read some excerpts out of the book and it was pretty crazy stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, Squeeka and I are also in the group chat, so I'm sure you can imagine what it's like in there.
Wow.
Oh dear.
I don't want to think about it.
You do.
It's just a bunch
it's so strange. Matt, our good friend Matt, what do you got? What do you got coming up, buddy?
First, I have a public service announcement. France sucks. Okay. My second public service announcement: Gigabyte products suck almost as bad as France and the Speed Force. Don't ever buy Gigabyte products for your computers.
Wait, what is this?
Which is a motherboard that set me back 2 weeks of putting my new computer together. Defective piece of crap. The highly rated, according to 5 stars, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, Gigabyte, and fuck France. And fuck the Speed Force.
All right. Accept it.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're equating it to the negativity of Speed Force, then it must really be garbage.
No, they suckered me in because I stopped buying Gigabyte products for recommending them 5 years ago, right? And because they gave me I bought a defective graphics card that literally blew up on me, like a capacitor just blew out. I was like, never again, But it was a 5-star review, and I was like, it was $5 cheaper than this one, which I wound up ordering and getting now, an Asus Prime B50 Plus. So to save $5, I gave them a chance with that Gigabyte piece of crap.
Wait, was it made in France? Is that why you're mad?
Probably. I won't put it past Gigabyte to make the products in France. But anyway, what else I got going on? I'm reviewing Masters of the Air. Episode 2 will be up by Saturday.
Great show.
I have my Friday Fandemonium tomorrow. Usual comic book stuff talking about. I probably want to talking about Gary Graham again because I find myself watching a lot of Star Trek fan films. You know what I might wind up doing? If any of you guys are interested in this, because Star Trek fan films are like you can just watch them online. Maybe sort of a live watch, talk about it if anyone wants to. I can bring you guys some of the better ones. You know what I mean? But and they've been better than like real Star Trek. I can name at least 10 Star Trek fan films in the past 25 years that are better than real Star Trek. That being
these
said,
days that's not hard to do.
Yeah, exactly.
What else is going on? Something with Jacob. He'll give me his calendar, and we'll see what we tend to watch a lot of the same movies, so I guess it will be that. Next Thursday, Dune, the David Lynch movie version. By the way, for those of you who are curious about reading it, you only really have to read Dune and Dune Messiah. Everything else that Herbert wrote after that and then his kid wrote are interesting supplemental materials or following materials, but the true story of Dune is in Dune and Dune Messiah. Okay, the other stuff is interesting, just not core to it. What else I got going on? I might start, since all the TV shows I've been doing are done, except for obviously I'll have another episode of Sharp out soon. I might actually start.
Good show.
Yep. I might start doing Avatar: The Last Airbender, just to, I just finished Yu Yu Hakusho. That's actually a good Netflix adaptation of the 5 episodes. It was pretty good. If you've never seen the anime before or read the manga, this would give you enough of a taste to see whether you want to read the manga or watch the anime. What else going on? That's all I can remember right now.
All right. Well, there's a lot in there, Matt. There's a lot.
Yeah. I'm a busy man.
So thank you for being here again.
Montez la France.
And Jacob Ironside, Master of Raccoons. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Yes. Tomorrow I will be on Potato Raven's channel, and we'll be talking about Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great. Tuesday, and this is total coincidence, by the way. I've been planning it since last year because I missed it last year. I will also be doing Groundhog Day the next day.
That's how it works sometimes.
Groundhogs. And the next day will be Groundhog Day, and the next day will be Groundhog.
Yeah, you just get to relive it.
Yeah.
Bored.
By the way,
and I'll be here next week. I'll be here next week for the Dune movie, and that's it. That's all I got coming up so far.
By the way,
and I will have a schedule out before too long.
What was that, Matt?
I was going to say, as the only member of the Congress of the state of Matt, I am formally declaring myself a sanctuary state for all the hot French chicks who are going to be displaced when we destroy France. I have room for at least 15 of you in my kitchen. Nice. 10 in my bedroom, and 10 in my living room.
It's fine.
So,
it's very kind of you, Matt. Very kind of you.
Yep, Matt's place is going to be up
for
a modern audience.
AJ, what do you got coming up, my friends?
Man, Saturday. Will I be streaming Saturday? I think so. I forgot. I think something's coming up Saturday. Anyway, I stream Saturday and Tuesday, Saturday morning and Tuesday night. I need to put out more videos, but you won't know what I put out unless you subscribe to the channel. So just do that. We'll see what happens. I'll talk about stuff.
I'm glad you were able to come back. Like I said, it's been quite a hiatus. So I'm glad you were here. I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to throw something at you after the show. I just want to see if you're interested or not.
Make sure you do.
And it doesn't involve 2 dudes on a motorcycle wearing no pants. So there won't be any shocking things like that.
But you're the 2 dudes on a motorcycle for me, right?
Yes, of course. That goes without saying. So Squeeka, what is going on in the world of Squeeka?
What have I got coming up? I don't know.
What you got coming?
Yeah. Well, we've got the spicy book thingy this weekend with Mando and Vex and I think Nadia and I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Everybody.
That's quite the cacophony of folks.
I know.
I think also Miss Sassy might make an appearance.
Oh wow. Yeah.
One might say it's a kerfuffle.
What time was that again, Squeeka? On Saturday?
The right time and the best time. On a Saturday.
Romina will be on there.
Let me take a
Roman's
look.
Alter ego, right?
It's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern, so 6 p.m. Central.
Central.
Okay.
6 o'clock real time. Y'all figure it out from there.
Because I really want to be in the chat for that, but I might not.
So there's that on Saturday. Whatever links this Roman guy sends to me, I might show up for those. But I don't know if right now I'm just trying to get my voice back and get work done. I'm swamped.
Got it.
I might hang out with Zach sometime soon.
Well,
that might be
is that why your voice is no good?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of Jax, is that the same reason why your voice?
Well,
I keep telling y'all she was at my house beforehand.
I mean, we could speculate how it got that way, but we won't.
Lord. Oh,
when you work as hard as I do, let me tell you.
And to what I hear,
That's not making it any better.
I would think it works.
It's not.
It's
really not. It's only getting worse, folks. It only from downhill from this point.
Thanks for having me on, Roman. Thanks for sending me a link yet again.
Her craftsmanship, Mando is.
I love this panel is always just so much fun.
And I love
you
the
guys
way
are
you
great.
say that.
I come out of here, my ribs hurt from laughing. It's a good time. It makes the week go for me because I live a very solitary and horrible life. This is a real highlight, so it's nice. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys.
Did anyone see the meme I made a while back?
Oh, and to go back to things real quick.
Yeah, Pippin.
Beard of Liberty. Did you know about the purple paint?
I had no idea what you're talking about there. So
purple paint. It's Texas Penal Code 30.05. Purple paint. Look it up. You can paint your post purple, and then people can't trespass. I have weird facts, y'all. But yeah, it's purple paint.
What do you mean?
I wonder if that's a euphemism or something.
No, it isn't.
And on that note,
if you paint your posts or your trees or whatever, if there's purple, if
oh,
there's purple
trees.
No, not just trees.
Posts.
Posts, whatever on your property. If you have purple paint, that's as good as saying don't come here. And if you do, you can still get shot. So yeah,
don't come.
All sorts of books are weird.
So paint your post means don't come.
It means no trespassing. You can come all you want if they let you in.
Oh God.
No.
All right, folks, we're just gonna go at this point. Again,
wait a second, I just got that.
Panel. Thank you. And make sure if you stuck around this long, make sure you check out everybody's info is in the description for the show. And we've got AJ's link in there as well if you wish to have him contract art projects for you for a nominal fee. But thanks, everyone. And until next time, be kind.